help me with a demonstration, a live technical demo. So wish us good luck with that, because we are going to announce a new product that is co-developed alongside with supplier and a university. I work at the university, Advanced University of Applied Sciences, and I'm also a regional ambassador for NPILS XR. So I'm guiding actually 34 schools in the south of the Netherlands in implementing the technical infrastructure and the guidance and blended education for XR in the classroom. So we help guide and train teachers, but we also take care of buying processes and privacy and security officers and all the things that matter when you want to implement education, VR education. So here we have our newest product. Michiel, this is our latest addition to our hardware stack in our school. This is the go-kart, Avran's branded now, so we are very glad with it. It's a collaboration of a few years to create something that fits the need for our teachers to teach without technical support with VR. And that's the whole big question we wanted to solve, is how can we, without any technical support, make XR available for full classrooms, so 32 students. And for that we want to present what we've come up with together with Michiel from E-magine. Michiel, you can come on stage if you want. So it's called the go-kart. It's not a racing kart. It's a kart full of VR headsets, which are wisely charged, which are solving some of the main challenges we have in the classroom, which are quite a few. Here, just to sum up a few of them. One is the transportation. We used to bring headsets in a case, and in the case they were turned off, and it took us an hour to prep a classroom with 32 headsets with cases. To turn them on, to turn on the application in the lesson that we wanted to provide, and to wrap the classroom up. So we needed an extra hour beforehand a classroom started, and half an hour afterwards to clean the room for the next classroom. So it was really a pain in the ass to set up a classroom by that time. So that's around 2020. But there are many other struggles that we faced. Some were hygienic problems, especially in the corona pandemic. How can you make sure those glasses are clean enough, especially with this weather conditions? How can you make sure they are clean? Because the headset itself doesn't really offer hygienic possibilities. We had to change all the covers into a rubber cover, like $50 each headset. It's super expensive, I don't know why. But we had to do that to make them able to clean. But we also have these UV cleaners. And yeah, let me just show you what was actually the infrastructural issue that we had. So, first of all, 32 headsets in a classroom is a quite heavy thing to host as one teacher. So what we needed is templates for lessons. We had to create as a blended education coach. The other thing is that when you have so many, expensive hardware, it's always stored somewhere behind closed doors with different keys than a normal key for a classroom, so not every teacher can open it. Also, a locking system, how do you lock them? Now we can do it by a fingerprint, that's one thing. So this makes it sturdy in one way, but you can also do it with a tag, like this. Let me see. Oh, and with a code. So there are now various ways to lock and unlock a card, so you don't need one key that is in someone's closet, so every teacher can ship this to a classroom. You can just roll it into a classroom. The other thing is that we have 130 teachers in the Academy of Built Environment with 4 different subjects, so civil engineering, construction engineering, spatial design. All these subjects, they need different apps. And we used to use ArborXR as a managed device platform, a mobile device manager. Arbor was able to launch an app or to create a kind of kiosk mode, and that you only see 1 or 2 apps. But if you have 1,600 students in 1 year you teach with VR, after each other in the same weeks in 2 different locations, so in Tilburg in the Bosch, it's quite hard to set the menu up in the MetaQuest headset that just 1 or 2 apps are going to be shown for the person to use it. So the first thing we said is, okay, we're going to teach the students in the first year to learn to manage the menu of the headset itself. So we don't need them to have only one option to click on. We have bachelor students, so we rely on that they are responsible enough to do so. But yeah, in the meantime, some were using YouTube and some were on Pornhub, and we didn't know what they were doing on the headset. So we figured out, okay, we have to reset some of the headsets because they did some crazy stuff on the internet. Can we prevent that as well? Can we make sure they cannot open any other apps than the apps that we want them to play? And therefore, this menu you see has its own MDM system, has its own custom OS, making sure that you have the management over the device. Even though they see the whole menu, once you select an application and you click on Start, you're able to start the application in all the headsets at the same time, or a few headsets if you want. So the civil engineering students, you can just select 4 headsets, click on Start, and they can start directly. Also, there is like this Arbor and Meta management device service. We see that both work, but the only problem is that the only thing a teacher wants is know what the students are doing in that set. And we used to use iPads with the app of Meta to connect them, and you have one screen to look at, and then we said, oh, we give 8 iPads a classroom, so every group of 4 we can look at one screen, and then at one screen we want to guide that group of 4 students into their learning activity. It really was another 20 minutes of setup in the classroom to connect the headsets to the stream with all the iPads, and most of the time some of them didn't work, so the casting didn't start. And then you're trying to redo it, and it didn't work. So that is also something that's been solved in this card. There is an IP connection to a router in the back of the computer, making sure you don't need any internet connection to cast 150 devices at the same time to one screen. And because 150 is quite a lot, we turned it into 1, 4, and 16. So you can choose if you want to see one screen, 4 screens, or 16 screens at the same time. And yeah, just taking you back from our struggles in education to wrap this up. We started with cases, dragging cases around. We went to a UV clean solution, and it was good in the Corona pandemic time, but it didn't really scale up. You really had to plug every individual headset. Then we went to a big card where 20 headsets fit in, so just 2 cards per classroom. Quick, roll them in, but still, you see the wiring of that one. And now we are at the point where we wirelessly charge all headsets, all controllers. So no more 500 battery lost in a year. They're just wirelessly charged. They can be turned on directly with the OS, the ManageNext OS. And this makes it, in our way, like a maturity of our infrastructure in our school. So we mature the infrastructure of a school towards the rest of the academies. And we do it by first one-on-one helping, then creating more and more templates for subjects and really putting it into the curriculum, making it a must-do exercise, putting the VR headset on, turning from 50 students into 150 students for one subject. Then a year later, in 2024, we were able, with the help of Archeo, a Dutch education app, to scale it up to 1,500 students in 1 year of classrooms of 32. And now we borrowed out another 150 headsets with their original boxes or cases. The borrowing out still happens on a very old-fashioned way. But we borrow out headsets to other academies to try VR. And therefore we have 1,650 students every year now using VR in different modules in the curriculum for all of the different subjects that we offer. And here you see some of the subjects, just to showcase why and where it's relevant. We have, what helps a lot is use VR on open days. And it can be a fun activity like building a roller coaster in mixed reality to attract civil engineering students. We attracted an extra classroom last year, so 32 students extra by using VR as an open day tool, as a fun activity and a tech tour activity to get more students to study civil engineering. But we also use it for presenting 3D buildings, areas, building structures, tunnels, infrastructural stuff. We co-create a lot in it, especially the multiplayer part. Most activities we do in the classroom is multiplayer. We design a 3D building in SketchUp, Revit or Archicad on the computer. We place them with a plugin of Archeo in a VR headset. Real time, like there's not really much waiting time. We make a meeting, we come together with groups of 4, and we let the students design an area around the buildings and do a review, a check of the construction of the building. That's one of the exercises. Another exercise is that we learn to cope with the sun, to learn how to work with daylight. It's a daylight study. So we have 9 buildings with different windows in different places in the building, and we let them compare these buildings in virtuality by looking at how much sun is entering the building. And that's something that was quite hard without VR to do, to explain the concept, the spatial concept of how the daylight enters a room and where it enters, on the north, east, south, west side. So there's a lot of different things. And now, we are at the point where we have AI avatar kind of tools that they can talk to, question about VR and education. We have open day activities, we have curriculum stuff. We have it integrated everywhere, but it wasn't really possible without the implementation of more infrastructure. So the card actually is a tool for us to ramp things up, also in times of less money for support stuff. That we can give this to a teacher, we can show them the apps that are on it, we can load the templates into the applications that they use, Archeo, that they can do the lesson themselves. So that's the main stuff. Here you see how straightforward it looks like if you are used to Arbor or Manage. You cannot really give that to a teacher, but this is something you can give to a teacher. You say, these are the apps on the headset. Click on one of the apps, select the headsets you want to turn it on. You can select the headsets. If you select it, all the headsets will be turned on within a split second. It's not a 30-second wait time. Then you can look at all the screens at the same time. You can plug it into your bigger screen in the classroom, so you can really monitor and guide students in their activities. And this is what we want to demo as well. And you can decide how many screens you want to look at. So if you want to look at 1 screen, 2 screens, 4 screens, 16 screens, 32 screens, and then the slider, it's possible. You can turn it on full screen as well, because then it's easier to guide people in it. So now we are one of the first customers with this solution. We call it a co-created solution because we asked for 32 headsets in it. They custom made it. Michiel and his team worked 5 years on this product for us. And now it's doing exactly what we want. We want full classroom experiences. We want wirelessly charged because of the pain in the ass of the controllers and the batteries empty 20 minutes after a course started. And then the student, I don't know, nothing happens here. Maybe it's the battery. Oh, okay. And then everyone is done and this student starts his exercise. That's what's always happening. Now with the wirelessly charging of the batteries is no problem. The time spent on those classes, you need 2 hours, almost 2 hours extra to set up and clean a room, or you need a lab room, like a permanent room, but that's very costly for a school to have a permanent room set up. We don't have that. And now there's also secondary schools and vocational schools using the go-karts, right? Also for different purposes. We mostly use online multiplayer applications, people co-create together, like Archeo. But others, here is how it looks. So on the left, you see with the boxes on the table. And I don't know why, but all the time the classes were in a different box, with the controllers in the wrong box, and then having to sort it out afterwards. They were all stickered, they were just stickered, but all the time they were in the wrong box. And now you see, full classroom experiences, also helping other schools getting started with this solution to make it possible for whole classes, not just a lab experience, because I don't believe in lab education at VR, because it's just, they call it a gimmick, or if a teacher says, I am going to teach 16 students at the same time, it's a costly teacher. For us, they all say we want to have 32 students in front of us or more, and then if your solution fits that, we are going to use it. Otherwise, it's just a gadget for us, it's too expensive. We are not a one-on-one guidance school, and also not a 1-on-16 guidance school. So prepare something that's not a gadget anymore, make sure it fits in the curriculum, it replaces an activity, it makes it better, an existing activity that we have in the curriculum, and then we are open to hear what you have. So that's something that we faced. We had a lot of times, we had just 10 headsets or 5 headsets. It really didn't scale. And it never scaled because their fit is, they have 32 students in a classroom, big classroom of 48 people. So we need big classrooms for 32 students, but we have plenty of those rooms. And we can roll it in and we can make sure everyone at the same time is using VR. There's not like 3 students in the back using VR and the rest looking at them, hey, you're like monkeys with the crazy headsets on. That's also a barrier. Don't let just a few students use VR in the classroom, let them all use it. And then, we are both happy from a technical support side and a teacher side. So I think that's our case study with the infrastructure jointly we have had. And Michiel and I are also here to demonstrate what you just saw on the screen. So we want some volunteers to see how quickly this can be done. Because we are going to plug it in there to show it on the big screen how fast this could go. Turning on headsets, turning on apps, looking at what people are doing in the apps, all within split seconds, because we are not reliant on the internet speed in this building. Which is, I think, for everyone it's a sad situation about the internet, but we are not reliant on internet to make this work. And I think that's something that all the MDMs don't offer. They're all cloud-based, and they all have a lot of latency for that. Because of that, even though our connection in school is good, the streaming out of a sudden is slow. The apps are working properly, but the streaming is always slow, making it unable to teach as a teacher. If you're not knowing what the students are doing, you're not able to give I call it classroom management. Something like classroom management. They cannot really make sure students are using it for good, for learning, or for fun with other stuff they are doing. That's it. There's a demo coming up. I see it already, but you don't. Yeah, so now it's going to be plugged in. Michiel, how is it going there? You're ready? I see a file folder here. It's just HDMI or USB-C connection, like a normal situation in school. You plug in your laptop to HDMI. Let's see if we can get it started here. Who wants to try out? We have 5 or 6 headsets ready to test it out. You want to test it out? Yeah, you want to test it out? You also? Yeah, something. You can come to Michael there. You can go to Michael to the go-kart. He will hand over a headset to you, and he will showcase how seamless this can work. Hopefully the screen works as well. Oh, I have it here now. Yeah, I have it here now. So it's only putting it on the big screen. Yeah, there we go. It's turned on here, but not there. So is there any questions already? Anyone who wants to question something?
All the investment for such a card?
So in the development phase we were lucky, we were the first ones. And then we didn't pay the actual price. So we paid 7,500, but currently it's 16,000 euro for the card. So it is the card, and you have some maintenance, like annual maintenance is 1,500 euros. The other thing is like the software solution, the MDM. You can still use your own MDM if you want, or you can use this MDM to launch and start apps. It's like the GoView app is a separate thing you can buy, but Michiel is working on making that even better. Typically it's €5 per headset per month. Yeah, the MDM system, but it's below all the other MDMs still. So we will try to keep that cheap enough. At least I hope they will make sure we can use it cheap enough. So 16k investment for the card. And everything is in there, so the wireless chargers, the locking system, all of that. And the software itself is, I think, the most valuable for teachers. Yeah, so to open up apps, to close apps, to make it enable to open other apps, to just run that app that you want students to do, to reboot devices, you can also reboot them from there, and to view what people are doing. Yes, there we go. Oh, you can see them wearing the headsets over there. If you want to look back and here, it's we didn't have a long HDMI cable from there to here. So let's go see what Michiel is trying to open up.
Drone simulator.
Ik zie nog niks.
Waiting, and you? Let's open your screen.
I've got a couple of things in front of me here. I'm not actually sure what I'm doing yet, so.
I'm gonna go.
And a client screen on the whoa.
And that? Yeah.
I'm made with Unity coming into the drone simulator.
So what is important? Android itself has one limitation, is that students have to approve casting, because otherwise you can look into someone's camera feeds from their homes, whatever. So that's one thing that they have to do if you turn on the headset, is click on share. And once they click on share, we then accept sharing, and then we can keep it on. We can turn off the proximity sensor so it doesn't go in standby and you have to do it over and over again. So that's what we can do. And once they allow sharing, you can start opening any app and then view directly what they're doing. So now 3 people, let's see. You're already in the drone simulator? Alan, you're also in the drone simulator?
Yes.
And you?
I am.
You can fly a drone already? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see 3 screens. And
I am in the drone simulator. Flying around.
51 is there, yeah. Yeah, okay, we can show that you can stop one of the applications. You need it, yeah. We have like one more minute left, and then the next speaker has to come up. But you see, you can easily select the headset, turn on that separate headset a different application. It goes quite quickly. See, 51 is another app opened. So the waiting time is over, guys. Finally. Is there any other question, like the last minute? Then the next speaker is coming up. Anyone? How do you like the Sephora?
Well, she just said it. Love it. It's amazing.
So you're a big VR user or also teaching?
No, not yet. I'm a journalist.
Any of you are teaching with VR? Together? Any teachers here? Yeah. How does it work for you now? The current solution?
The same story you told in the first, with the boxes and the controllers mixed together, so this is ideal.
Finally. And for you, you're also teaching? The same?
Yeah, the same. It's amazing. Like you don't have, like for the first time you can see what students are doing, like in one go. It's nice.
Great. So not just look at one screen and more screens is an addition to a teacher, right? You need to have some control over your students. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. If you want to try this out, we'll have a booth over there in the back, so feel free to come by, okay?
Thank you very much, Nick. I mean, this is one of the things that I wonder why the headset didn't come up with it out of the factory. I mean, of course we need something like this, right? And I think, argue in the classroom, but of course even many other places, right? When you have to deploy several headsets, the needs I think are somehow aligned. So pretty sure go back, try it out, and just see. But because the trying out is not really in the headset, I think it's more like understanding how the whole interface works and how the whole charging situation is.
Yeah, I think here people understand how a VR headset works, which is great. Here people know how a VR headset works. You still have like, oh, these controllers. We are going to use these buttons. That's the basic instruction you keep on giving. Some of like tutorial levels for that, but the starting, the closing, the viewing of screens is like the basic you need as a teacher, right? That's what it solves for us.
Absolutely. So thank you very much, Nick. Thanks, Michiel.